Hey, what's going on out there, folks? Got another video for you. Rooster up here in Tennessee. This video is going to be of a customized, what used to be a DAK Mark 9. The only thing left of this thing that's really a DAK is the case, the face, the knobs, the flip switches, and obviously the meters. Gentleman took the best thing of a DAK and put an export radio inside of it, so it's completely customized. I'll give you an overview of it here. Go up top and get a top side view of it. Moving around to the back, there's the power supply switch. It's got a switching power supply installed in it to run the radio and the amplifier that is built into the radio. Power cord, heat sink, fan kit blowing on the heat sink here. But still got all the old stickers on it and all that good jazz. Fuses, vents. Go around back to the front and get to the good stuff. What's actually in the radio and on the radio. As you can see, it's been relabeled. All the old lettering on the face is gone. Replaced with new lettering. Meters are still the same. Key down, they turn red. There you go. You can see it a little bit better. Turn the brightness off there. But anyway, what we'll do, we'll just go from left to right, top to bottom, and go over everything that's on the radio. Starting out, you'll see a knob over here to the left. It says Key Toys. I think it's a 5-position selector. It currently doesn't have any key up toys or anything like that in it. But if that was someone's desire, they could install those in there. Transmit and standby, that's for the built-in amplifier. On transmit, the amplifier is engaged. On standby, you're just talking on the radio. SWR, I've got to put the calibrate above the SWR there, but that's, you hit the calibrate. If it's in the up position, you calibrate it over on this meter to where it says cal. Flip it down to check your SWR. As a side note, all the meters on this radio fully functional. Of course, for the plate current, they just had to kind of do a generic number. But modulation works, signal strength works. It goes up to about 9, maybe 5 over 9. SWR actually reads very, very close to what an MFJ analyzer will tell you. It reads very close to it. But back on track. High and low, that's for the built-in amplifier as well. I usually run it on low because it keys a little more than I like on high. That can be adjusted on the inside, but if you're going to run it to an amplifier, you may want to key a little higher depending on what kind of amplifier you're using this radio to drive. Turn that down so it's not blinding us. A&L for the noise blank, pretty standard on all new radios, old radios alike. 10K hop for your split channels, or you can go channel 40, you can jump up a channel to the next band, but mainly used just to split channels. Roger beep on and off. See the Roger beep as it slams over. You can probably hear it a little bit through this recording, but it works. You can turn it off. Dimmer, I'll turn that off. Dimmer, just to dim the brighten. You can brighten it all the way up to where it blinds you, or you can turn it down to where you can barely see it. I usually run it somewhere in the middle right there. It's also got a where it says bump under there. That's kind of another Roger beep type deal. When you unkey it, it goes bump bump. It makes kind of a fuzzy sound. One of my friends earlier, he said it sounded like a heartbeat when I unkeyed, so maybe so. You can watch it on the meter though. That's all that does. I usually don't run any of that. Going down to the bottom, pretty standard stuff. Mic gain. Again, the calibrate over for the SWR. Band selector. I'm going to put A through F right above it there, but we'll demonstrate it working. That's all the way to the left, all the way to the right, back down to good old 27285. Over here, this is another one we have yet to label. That's the clarifier. You can see it rolls off about 5 or 6 each way. I think 6 to the left and 7 to the right. RF gain, volume, all standard stuff. Headphone jack, you know, it still works on here. But there's an overview of it. It's really clean. You know, a few scratches on the front, but nothing really serious, you know, nothing really deep. Looks really good sitting up on the desk here. I've really been enjoying talking on this thing. I've talked on it and rolled a video gate or two on it, so I've been having a blast. Just something kind of different, kind of new to mess around with. We'll go over here. We're going to test it out here on the meter. That's a 500 watt slug, as you can see. Bird 43 with a peak kit installed. Nothing in line besides the radio. Coax runs right around to the back of the radio. So we're not cheating and running another amplifier or anything like that. Right now the radio is on transmit, so that means the amplifier will be engaged. It's on low, so let's just see what it does. Audio. Audio. That's the middle scale, so 500 watt scale. We're going up right under 400. Excuse me, my hands are shaking a little bit, but right up under 400. About 390 watts or so, keying just less than 100. So that's pretty good. We'll go back over here. We're going to flip it on high. Really shouldn't see a difference in the output much, but we'll see a difference on how much it keys. So we're on high, still on transmit. Go back over here. 500 watt slug, middle scale. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So there you have it. That's 150 watts. Dead key. Like I said, that's a little too much unless you're, you know, driving into a bigger amplifier or something. I always run it on low, just under 100. Gives it some good swing. And I don't want to sit here and just put it to the max every time, but now what we'll do, we'll flip it down on standby, and I'll give you a general idea what the radio does by itself. The radio is pretty hot. It actually does quite a bit for just a radio. I was really impressed with it, but we'll go ahead. Still 500 watt slug, middle scale. 1 1 1 1 1. Audio. 1 1. I can yell in it just right and get the initial bounce up to about 60 watts, but about 50 watts is what the radio by itself's doing. So that's still a pretty hot radio. You know, that's a good number if you're driving it into something there. I mean, if you're really power hungry, you can run it with or without the amplifier. And a lot of guys, I mean, this would make a really good radio to drive a pair of GS35Bs with. I mean, that's all you would need really is the radio, and you would bypass having to run an amplifier as a driver. You could just go to the radio to your GS35B box. But there it is, folks. Turn that back off so you can see the pretty lights once again. I've enjoyed talking on this radio, but it is a radio that I would sell. It's you know, someone else could have some fun with it and enjoy it. I wouldn't mind keeping it, but I've got a lot of radios, and I tell you, I'm just running out of room for radio equipment, so I would part with this radio. But again, as you can see, I think we demonstrated everything on it, and it is A-OK, good to go. Not one single problem with it. But there it is, folks, the modified DAK Mark 9. Only thing it needs, I need to put a couple more labels on it, and it will be good to go. And anyway, before I close the video, thank you to 018's wife for helping me pull the stickers and getting this thing relabeled. Thank you very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video out there, 73s, and we'll catch you on the band. If you're interested in this radio or have any other questions, I've got a moth flying around my radio stuff here. But if you're interested, email me at worldsdirtiestbird173 at yahoo.com. Take care, and we'll catch you out there on the band.